Network integrity. Trust is intrinsic, not extrinsic. Meaning, the system itself guarantees genuineness of transaction. It does not, in the real world now, okay, the problem always is double spend. Like sinabi ko, bayad, ipinangako ko na kay Andrew, ibabayad ko pa uli kay Ferds. So in reality, pagka nakuha na ni Andrew yun, tatalbog na yung transaction ko kay Ferds, di ba? And it happens often, from your checks to credit cards, how many, who has establishments making use of credit cards here? Si Toots, I'm sure, di ba? How many times have you had transactions that were canceled or invalidated?
Wrong person to ask. I'll ask my accounting.
Okay, wag na. Oh, never mind. Wrong person to ask. But it happens. It happens. Okay. That will not happen in a blockchain economy. Why? Because everything is done in real time. And the system itself ensures integrity of all of the transactions within the chain. Hindi mo na rin pwedeng baguhin, hindi mo pwedeng balikan. Pag tapos na siya. That's why when you send out your Bitcoin, there's no way to get it back. Okay? So, the transactions are immutable. Trust is intrinsic. Meaning, if I were to buy from somebody in China, halimbawa, si Ronald Rilera, nag-co-construct siya ng bahay. Bibili siya ngayon ng mga outlets dun sa China. Kasi sabi niya, makakamura siya. Bibili siya ngayon ng outlets sa China directly from manufacturers, so-called manufacturers na nakita niya sa Alibaba. You have a third party that's telling you, oh, ito yung mga suppliers. And you buy from that third party, you pay, and then you expect party B, yung binilhan mo, to be able to deliver to you. But how are you so sure na ma-deliver? How are you so sure na may capability siya? And pag dumating, what if low quality? O hindi mo magamit, di ba? In a blockchain economy, you are able to build all of that in kasi pati reputation mo in every transaction that you do is recorded. Whether you were able to fulfill at a certain standard. So kung acceptable yung standard mo, hindi mo mabubura yun eh. Who's using Airbnb? Okay, I use Airbnb. Okay, you know that there is such a thing as reviews in Airbnb, right? Diba? Okay. The reviews actually determine your reputation in Airbnb. And the higher your review ratings are, the more people actually rent your space. Diba? The same thing happens in blockchain, but there's no way of changing it, and it's open for everyone to see. Okay? So reputation is inbuilt. Integrity of the transaction is built in also. It's all intrinsic. It's all in the system. You don't need to recreate it. It's there. It's part of the system itself. This answers partly the question of Larry. Okay. How do they do this? Through a consensus mechanism. Okay. There are many kinds of consensus mechanism, meaning the miners, in Bitcoin, for example, the consensus mechanism is proof of work. Meaning, lahat ng miners, they work to solve a block. And when they solve it, okay, they get paid. But in solving this, everybody in the network has to agree na tama yung solution niya. Na tama yung records na inilagay niya. Okay? Pag merong nag-iba, halimbawa ganito, no? Merong isang transaction, a transaction is sent to the network. Okay, all of the miners will start solving all of these. Kasi there's a competition in solving the blocks. Diba? Kung sino yung unang-unang makasolve, yun yung magiging genuine block. Ito, kung nagsosolve pa siya, pag yan nakasolve din siya at the same time, kung saan pinakamaraming, it's a voting system, kung saan pinakamaraming votes, yun ang mananalong block. So you need 51% to verify a transaction. So if you have like millions of mining rigs installed all over the world from all of these, I'm sure nakakita na kayo ng mga videos sa YouTube ng mga mining operations. All of them have to agree that your transaction is valid. Why? Because the ledger is distributed. It exists in all of these servers all over the world. All at the same time. Walang pinag-iba dun sa Napster dati, which is actually the basis of the network architecture. Okay? So, that is the proof of work. Marami pang ibang consensus mechanism. There's proof of stake, which is what Ethereum is using. There's consensus by social network, which is what Ripple is using. There's proof of activity. Madami siya. Proof of capacity, proof of storage, and proof of burn. Yung proof of burn yung pinaka-interesting, but kulang ng oras. Okay. So it's all by consensus. Distributed power. Okay. In the current setup of our internet economy, you need a third party to vouch for a transaction. This is the reason why you have a Visa, you have a bank. Okay? So, for example, kailangan kong bumili ng semento from China, I need to open a letter of credit to make sure that I will get delivery of the cement that I order from China. Okay? And the banks, the moment that the bill of lading is submitted to the banks, babayaran na ng banko yung supplier. Diba? In a blockchain economy, the power and the authority to verify is distributed all over. It does not reside in a central authority. Even the records, diba? The banks control all of your data. In the same way that Google controls all of your data. Who uses Google? Sino nag-Google search dito? Okay. O lahat, di ba? Okay. You're aware that Google stores all of your movements in the internet. Yeah, this is big data. This is data mining. You know that Facebook records all and literally everything that you do on Facebook. Okay? This data is not owned by you. This data is owned by the central authority, which is Facebook, Google, the banks, and everything else. Diba? In the blockchain, everything resides with everyone. No single authority controls data. No single authority can shut it down. You've probably read from the newspapers a couple of days ago that China is cracking down on mining operations. Before they cracked down on ICOs, they banned all ICOs. This was in November. Now they're cracking down on all of the mining operations in China. Will this affect the integrity and the viability of the Bitcoin network? No, definitely not. Why? Because even if you cut out China and Korea from all the equation, everybody else will still have all of the records anywhere in the world. Okay. What's the problem with the current economy now is that you have a bank account. If all of a sudden, nakalaban mo isang, halimbawa, let's say you live in China. Okay, let's say you live in China or Russia for that matter. Wala namang taga-China dito, no? Tsaka taga-Russia. Okay. You live in China and Russia, for example. You have, this has happened before. You have bank accounts, huge amount of money in bank accounts. All of a sudden, the government decides, sarado ko yung account mo, kukunin ko na yung pera mo. It happened many, many times. You cannot do that in the blockchain economy because nobody has control of anything. Power is distributed all over to all of the users. This is why a lot of the incumbents are resistant to this technology because they're gonna lose control. Control means power. Power means revenues. Diba? That's the reason why they are. You read through all of the publications that talks about the financial industry. Who funds these publications? It's the financial industry. That's why everything that they will say is always against blockchain and Bitcoin. But in reality, they're making use of blockchain and Bitcoin now. There's a flurry of investments into blockchain technology by the incumbents. Sasabihin nila sa lahat, walang kwenta yan, but in reality, they're working on it now because they want to appropriate this technology for themselves eventually. Okay? Any question? Value as incentive. This I illustrated this a while ago. When you solve a block, you get rewarded 12.5 bitcoins every time. And then you get paid for the transaction fees. Okay. All of the participants in the network will get something out of it. And it is all distributed all over. In the current internet environment, ganito, in the current internet environment, lahat ng data mo sa internet, you don't own it. Somebody owns it. Somebody controls it. And somebody makes money out of it. So, yung mga ginagawa mo sa internet, kaya makikita mo sa Facebook, o kaya sa Google, pag nag-search ka ng kahit na ano, yung ad biglang nag-a-adjust. Iba na kagad yung ad. Kung ano yung sinearch mo, yung ad biglang related na dun sa search mo. Diba? And that stays on. Kung ano yung lagi mong search, kaya kung medyo maitim yung searches mo, maitim din yung mga ads na lumalabas dun sa, ano mo, di ba? Parang, alam ka agad di ba? There's no hiding anything on the internet. But the thing is, who's earning out of this? Not you. Why? Because you don't control it. They do. So the value incentive is stacked up against us. Tayo yung gumagawa ng data, atin yung data, it's all about us. But who's reaping the benefit out of all of the data that they acquire? Them, not us. In the blockchain economy, all of us will have a skin in the game. It's distributed to everyone. So there is value incentive to all of the users of the blockchain. You see? So makikita nyo na kung bakit there is a lot of negative press about this technology. Okay. Any questions so far? Gagamitin ko to, ha? Wala, hindi ko na mabasa yung iba eh. Yung notes ko. Oh, yeah. Please, go ahead.
My first question, sir. Well, thank you very much for the very informative lecture. Is it possible to lose a portion of your investment in this? For instance, if you have a Bitcoin, I mean, are there passwords to remember, stuff like that?
Yes.
Yeah. The other thing being, what do you think about HODL? It's like, just investing, HODL. For a prolonged period of time.
Holding
it, yes, holding it. And then, is this like part of the answer to a future possible one world currency?
Okay. One world currency, I don't know about that because right now I know there are 1,250 plus altcoins already. So there's not going to be, I only have 10 minutes. I still have many slides. Okay, I'll be very quick. Is it possible to lose? If you lose your private key, then yes, you will lose your wallet. Because there's no way to open your wallet unless you have your private key. That's why the private key is very, very important. And so the biggest wallet now in existence, top 3, hindi nila i-disclose eh. Their top 3 wallets who controls more than 8% of the entire bitcoins in the world. 3 wallet lang yun. Imagine mo pag isa sa kanila nakalimot ng private key. Sigurado magpapatiwakal yun. Yun. What was the other question? Sorry. Holding it. Holding it. Okay. I showed you the graph a while ago, right? Okay. It's just like holding a stock. Then if you know that everything points down and you hold it, you know that you're going to lose money. Diba? So that's why in such a case, you have to know the rules of the game. That's what I'm saying. You have to know the rules of the game. Okay. All right. Security. Larry, security. Okay. Safety measures are actually embedded in the network because there's no single point of failure. Like what I said a while ago, even if China closes all of the miners in China, Bitcoin will survive. Even if Russia and China closes all of it and Korea bans all trading of cryptocurrency, it will survive. Because there will be miners that will be operating it elsewhere. Okay? Para siyang para siyang self-healing network. So no matter what you do, it will survive. Hanggat merong nagmamine. Yes.
Hi, my name is Jomar. Thank you, Ronnie, for the presentation again. Question in everybody's heart is burning. What is your recommendation for next action? Or
I will answer that later.
Or ano yun? How do we start getting involved in these things?
Okay, I will also answer that later.
Yeah.
Okay. Please take note of that question. I will take note. Okay. Problem always is hacking, identity theft, fraud, cyberbullying, phishing, spam, malware, ransomware. Okay. We get spammed all the time. Diba? And we get malwares all the time. What's nice is that in the blockchain economy, you will be able to probably eliminate spam and malware because it costs a lot of resource to send something through the blockchain because you need to have computing power and everybody needs to validate the sending of a transaction. So if I send a spam, I'll spend a lot to send it. If I send a malware, if it does not get validated, hindi siya magpo-propagate. That's the beauty of the blockchain. It actually will eliminate even the need for antivirus software. So there's so much, once you begin to understand what blockchain is capable of doing, there's so much that you can do with this technology. Lahat ng ginagawa natin will actually be affected in reality if you think about it. It's mind-boggling. Okay, because of the public key and the private key infrastructure, the security is actually very, very high. And like I said, integrity is built into the system. If you don't get a consensus from everybody else, hindi mapupush through yung transaction mo. So it's really very, very secure. And so if I wanted to change something or if I wanted to create another one, I need to have 51% of the entire network agree that what I'm doing is right for it to actually push through. Security is very, very high. One of the things, the very, very novel ideas that Bitcoin has actually advanced through Satoshi Nakamoto is that you don't even need to identify who you are for you to be able to do a transaction. So, and the system does not require you to identify yourself. I can be one person with 3 wallets, or I can be 3 different persons, each having the same wallet, and I can transact. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do. I can trust that I'm going to get paid anyway. Kahit na tatlo yung pinagpapasa-pasahan mong wallet. Because I'm sure, if I do this transaction, I'm gonna get paid. And that transaction is going to push through. Security is inbuilt in the system. The need for security is done away with because of the cryptocurrency keys, the algorithms, and the public key and the private key infrastructure. Okay. Oh yeah. The cryptocurrencies are not stored in a file per se. So, halimbawa, sabi mo, meron, di ba, how many of you have seen a Ledger Blue? A Ledger Blue. There has been a lot of problems recently of hacking in exchanges, di ba? Or some wallets are actually lost in exchanges. Okay, this happens because these wallets are actually the link to fiat currency and the blockchain. Okay, when you start linking it, then it becomes vulnerable because regulations require that you identify yourself for you to be able to shift it to fiat currency. Diba? So, dun nagkakaroon ng weakness because you need to link your Bitcoin or your cryptocurrency wallet to your fiat currency wallet. That is where the problem always occurs. Pero yung dito sa blockchain, walang mangyayari dyan. It's only when you start linking it to fiat currency that problems arise. Okay. Kung meron ka nitong wallet na yung Ledger Blue, it's actually a device. It can be a thumb drive looking thing or it can be a small parang phone-like device na pwede mo i-store lahat ng yung wallet mo doon. Meaning, tatanggalin mo na sa, say, meron ka sa Coinbase or meron ka sa Bitfinex, you can actually create your own wallet. You treat this device as your own wallet and take all of your cryptocurrency here and put it there. This cryptocurrency is actually just a number of hashes. Puro hash code, 64-digit numbers lang lahat yan. Lahat ng coins mo, whether it's from 1 Satoshi to all the way to 1 Bitcoin, it's represented by a hash key. Okay? Kukunin mo lang yun, it's no different from you printing it and storing it. Ang maganda lang sa Ledger Blue is you're taking it away. You're taking it out of your cryptocurrency wallet in the exchanges and putting it in your device. So mahack man siya, nandito sa device mo lahat ng information. You can upload it to any other exchanges anywhere else. O yan. Ito. This is actually a wallet in itself. It looks like a thumb drive, but in reality, it has intelligence to store all of your cryptocurrency. Anong mga supported nito na mga Ethereum, Bitcoin? 16. So you can store 16 different kinds of cryptocurrency in this device. They're updating these devices. Meron ako pero kulay blue na ganito, na merong screen. Mas gusto ko yun kasi matanda na ako, hindi ko maintindihan minsan, kailangan ko nung may binabasa. Ayun. So, the digital currency itself does not lie in a wallet or in a file. Wala yan siya. It all resides in the blockchain. And the only time, for example, may Bitcoin ako, ita-transfer ko kay Renan, okay? In reality, Renan does not get the Bitcoin itself. The system, the entire network, recognizes that I have transferred the ownership from myself to Renan, okay? And the only time that, and mawawala na sa credit ko yun, mapupunta sa kanya, the only time that the system will again make use of his wallet to be able to access that coin that is somewhere in the ledger is when he starts spending it. ah, paano ba i-explain to? Ang hirap masyadong technical. But anyway, meaning, it is just a key that is stored in your wallet, but the currency itself is in the ledger. Nobody holds it. No, you don't even hold it. It's not a file. It's just a hash key. Wala nang iba. 64-digit, ano lang yun. Yun yung sinabi mo, meron akong Bitcoin. Pag pinrint mo sa papel yun, which you can, makikita mo, meron isang numero, isang linya, 64 characters. Sabi mo, yan ang Bitcoin ko. In reality, yun talagang Bitcoin mo. Yung 64 character na hex key na yun. Okay. Wala na akong oras. Sandali. Privacy. People should control their own data. This is what I'm saying earlier. In the real world, pag bumili ka sa supermarket, for example, babayad mo, nakita mo nakita mo yung karne na gusto mong bilhin, nakita mo siya, bibilin mo, may tiwala ka sa itsura ng karne, kukunin mo, iuwi mo. Tapos, you develop relationships dun sa pagpunta ka ng palengke, kilala ka nung nasa palengke, may suki ka, di ba? You keep coming back to the same people that you buy from. And that is your reputation. To a certain extent, kakabalik mo dun sa mga binibilan mo, mababangin yung presyo palagi pag bumibili ka sa kanya. Because you're a suki. Because you've developed relationships with them. Okay. Your reputation within that environment is attached to your personality, to your character. Si Ronnie, pag pumunta ng palengke, kilala niya ako. Ganun din, pag ninegosyo ako, why is it that a lot of people in my industry want to deal with me? Because they know my character. They know my integrity. They know that I will deliver. Diba? In the internet, when you start transacting with strangers, diba, you keep on creating data. Like what I said, pag nag-Google ka, pag nag-Facebook ka, pag nag-search ka, pag nag-transact ka, may binili ka sa Lazada, may binili ka sa Alibaba, everything is recorded everywhere. And that data, okay, is not yours. You created all of that data on the internet, but you do not control it. The one who controls it are the ones who own the sites that you went into. Kaya nga may cookies di ba? Pag punta mo sa isang site, may cookie. Tapos wala kang choice, kailangan mong, you need to say yes to go through that site. Google doesn't even ask anymore. They will just keep on getting your data. Pati, alam mo, like, pag nag-comment ako halimbawa ng positive or negative comment about a certain issue, okay, you know that I can search it. You know that, for example, si Duterte, mayroon siyang ginawa. Tagmura siya. Pagkatapos niya magmura, maraming negative comments, maraming magsusupport na comments. Do you know that I will be able to interpolate and extrapolate and determine kung saan yung mga maraming negative, saan yung maraming positive, kung anong probinsya, anong city, anong town, anong barangay? Do you know that we can determine that? Yes. And that is searchable. And who owns that data? It is whoever controls the internet and all of those sites that you go to. They control all of those data. There's no such thing as privacy in the internet. That's why a lot of people that I know don't have Facebook accounts. Because they want to maintain their privacy. And that's the only way to do it. They don't even go do search. They allow their secretaries to do their search for them. They will not do their searches on their own. Why? Because they refuse to give away their data. This is the problem with privacy now. Because all the financial institutions have controlled your data. And when they get hacked, that's a double offense, a double privacy offense. They gather the data, but when they get hacked, ikaw ang kawawa kasi yung data mo yung nandun. Then you need to change your passwords, change your, or reissue credit cards and everything else, di ba? So that's the problem. That will not happen with the blockchain because the data is not owned by anybody and it's not controlled by anybody. The data is controlled by you. In the blockchain economy, you can, like for example, my reputation in the Truly Rich Club is a subset of my entire reputation. Okay? My reputation in the electric cooperative industry is a subset of my entire reputation. What I do here and what I do there, most of the time are entirely unrelated. Okay? But the internet, everything I do in the internet, pati yung emails ko and everything, recorded lahat yan. And whoever controls all of this data know everything about me. Hindi yan siya segregated. Okay? With the blockchain economy, I can choose what data I wish to share with anybody, and I can actually monetize my own data. Kasi ngayon, who monetizes the searches? Who monetizes the Facebook ads and all of the Google ads, di ba? Sino nagmo-monetize niyan? These are the behemoths in the internet industry. We give them our data, but they make all the money. We don't. Here, in the blockchain economy, you control your data, and if you choose to share your data so that they can make use of it for ads, for example, or for creating campaigns, for example, you get paid for sharing your data. So everybody has a skin in the game. There is value incentive for everyone in the blockchain. And there is control. The control is not given to a central authority like Google, Facebook, or whatever else, or the banks or whoever else. You control all your data, not them. That is why there is privacy. You determine what you want to share. Yes, Larry?
Just 2 points, Ronnie. No? Number one, if you fast forward to the end of your talk, what would be 3 to 5 actionable recommendations, given what you know and the experience you've had with blockchain and cryptocurrency? 3 to 5. That's one.
Okay.
I'll finish with the second, and then I'll shut up. No. The second
I wouldn't
is
want
this.
that.
No. The second is this. Again, listening to the security issue, which is a very big one. What, in your opinion, if any, is the black swan of blockchain?
I will talk about that black swan of blockchain later.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Rights preserved. Ownership is transparent and enforceable. Okay. We download music and videos freely on the internet. Who likes paying for movies? Who likes watching movies? Di ba? We all watch movies, but we don't ever pay. Di ba? Nag-Spotify. Sino puro libre ang Spotify? Free version lang lahat. Hindi nagbabayad. Ayaw ng offline version. Okay. In the blockchain economy, all of the owners of all of these assets, because essentially these movies, these videos, these songs, whatever content, books and everything else, they have ownership. And in reality, we need to respect that ownership. And we need to pay for whatever we want to use. Diba? The blockchain can actually control all of that. When you disseminate and you publish, whoever wants it, they pay. Then they can access. For example, I have a song that I created, and marami na akong kanta, nakagawa ko ng 10. After making 10 songs, pumunta ako sa publisher, which is a music label. Sabi ko sa kanya, i-market mo, ibenta mo. Tapos ang royalty ko, ganito ang agreement namin, di ba? But I give you a minimum. So, ang royalty ko, for example, is I get 5% of whatever you make. You do all the marketing, you spend for marketing and distribution, and then I get 5% revenue. Malalaman kaya nung songwriter kung magkano talaga ang nabenta nung label? No. They never know. Pagka yung publisher, inilagay yan sa iTunes, Malalaman ba niya na gano'ng karami nag-download doon at nagbayad sa iTunes? Hindi. They will only get what they want to be given to the IP owner. Intellectual property yun, di ba? And that will not happen in the blockchain. Why? Because smart contracts will control all of that. And each download will be recorded in the blockchain. Makikita mo lahat and you can get reports on a real-time basis kung ilan na nag-download at ilan na nakinig. Then you get paid. And if the publisher violates the smart contract, automatic ang termination. Without you doing anything, hindi na siya makaka-access ng mga albums na pinagkatiwala mo sa kanyang i-market. It's a lot easier. I want to think of other examples, but anyway, sige. Inclusion. Okay, this is what's nice about it. There are how many billions of people all over the world, and more than 2 billion of them is still unbanked. Wala pa ring bangko, walang ano. Yung kinukwento ni Edward, meron siyang nakausap ng mga employees in Taiwan. They work night and day in factories, earning money. And then after that, pagkuha nila ng cheque nila, di ba? Pupunta sila doon sa isang money exchange. Okay. Papapalitan nila yung cheque nila. Kasi wala silang bank account eh. Papapalitan nila yung cheque nila, bibigay nila ng ganun, cha-chargean sila 3%. Makukuha ngayon nila, kung 10,000 yun, minus 3% pag in cash ng cheque. After that, punta sila sa remittance, punta sila doon, they send, tatanggalan sila ng remittance fee. Di ba? Pagdating ng pera sa Pilipinas, meron silang, ano ba yung mga fees doon? May foreign exchange losses dyan. Kasi may commissions yung foreign exchange, may commission yung banks, may commission, lahat yan may commission. So out of that 10,000 pesos na pinadala niya, magkano kaya natitira na mapupunta doon sa family? Pag nakuha yung 10,000 na yun, yung natira doon sa 10,000 na yun, pag in-spread out niya doon sa 7 anak na tatanggap dito, palagay mo, kakayanin niya yung minimum balance ng bawat isang anak para mag-open ng bank account? O yung minimum maintaining balance? Baka mauubos yung pera niya, kaka-charge ng penalties. Di ba? Kasi below maintaining balance. All of these people are unable to open bank accounts because they cannot be served because it's not economically viable to serve them. It's really that. Blockchain could enable inclusion. And this is actually a perfect technology for us to be able to leverage on to have a more equitable economic sphere all over so that everybody is included in the game. Sabi nga, if you participate, kahit na, if you participate in the network, you get something out of it. Okay? Even yung pagbenta mo lang ng data mo, pwede ka ng ano. So, yes, this is what's good about, ano, these are the principles. Okay, use cases. I don't know if I still have time. Palagi ko wala na akong time for the use cases. Bro, can I have 5 more minutes? Wala kayong choice. Hawak ko yung mic. Okay. Use cases. Product provenance. For example, nagmamanufacture ka ng isang bagay. And you have different parts dun sa manufacturing process. Lahat ng parts na yun, ma-identify mo kung saan nanggaling, kung sino ang gumawa. Through the blockchain technology. This is actually good so that when something happens, madaling ano, the product journey, lahat yan kasi if blockchain is implemented all throughout, all of these products, you can monitor the reputation of all of the suppliers in the chain. So if you're a manufacturer, you want to identify the more reputable suppliers, makikita mo kagad kung sino yung magaling at hindi bumabalik yung produkto. Yung failure rate, makikita mo. So, ang daming siyang pwedeng application to improve how products are manufactured eventually. In manufacturing, this is very, very important. I manufacture eh. Kaya sometimes, trial and error when you start looking for suppliers for certain components in electronics. So if you have, say, a blockchain economy where all of the suppliers' reputations are viewable, it's easy to determine. So alam mo nga kagad, ito, mas mahal ng konti, but yung reputation niya, 99%. So I'm actually okay buying from them, even if they're a little bit more expensive, than buying from a cheaper one whose quality always fails along the way. So yun yung mga magagandang example, product provenance. Okay. This one, Internet of Things. This is actually one of the better examples. An application, for example, is cars. There will be, ngayon with the train, with the new tax reform package, yung electric cars, 0% excise tax, together with hybrid cars. So yung mga hybrid and electric cars, bumagsak lahat ng presyo niyan. 0% na yung excise tax eh. Okay? So I anticipate that if ever there will be purchases of cars in the future, all of this will be electric. But can you imagine if you assign a wallet to one of these cars? Who's ridden in a Tesla? Sino nakasakay sa Tesla? Di ba? Di ba yung dashboard niya na gano'n, tapos nandun yung computer na yung dashboard niya eh. It's nice. The taxi that we rode in Amsterdam is a Tesla. Oh yeah. There are taxis in Amsterdam that's Teslas. Nakakatuwa. But anyway, kaya ako nakasakay sa Tesla kasi nag-taxi ako. Anyway, it's easy to assign a wallet to a car. And when you assign a wallet to a car, they can exist without anybody's. Meaning, I have my own Bitcoin wallet. I walk up to a car, I book it, I use it. Nobody owns it. Or it's, alam mo yun, it's an earning asset. And tapos, because there's an onboard computer in the Tesla, alam niya kung kailangan, anong maintenance program ang dapat gawin. Automatically, manonotify, pupuntahan nung may-ari at idadalhin sa. So many things can be done and it will enable so many industries. I rode on a flight from Europe going back here, and I sat beside a guy who's actually involved in, he's the CEO of a company that's doing driverless cars. Autonomous cars. And they're implementing it in Israel. They're gonna begin implementing it in Israel. And he showed me a model of their cars. Ang galing, basta autonomous. Can you imagine if all of these autonomous cars will have Bitcoin wallets or cryptocurrency wallets in it? Umorder ka, dadating dun. Mag-isa lang siya, ganun. Tapos pag may isa-servicean na siya, sabi nung sa sistema niya, you need to be serviced. Pupunta na lang siya dun sa service center niya. Wala nang ano. It's mind-boggling what cryptocurrencies can actually do. Okay? What's important, okay, why am I sharing this? Okay, insurance claims. Actually, not just insurance claims. Booking insurance. Halimbawa, meron akong Airbnb. Gumawa ako ng blockchain Airbnb. Nag-book ako ng room, ng bahay. Pag-book ko ng bahay, the house itself will have a Bitcoin wallet. So, pag pumunta ako dun sa bahay, hindi kinakailangan i-meet nung may-ari para ibigay sa akin yung susi. What I will do is I will book it because I have an near-field NFC. Who knows NFC in your wallet? Di ba pag pinagtabi mo yung dalawang telepono, na-transfer na yung file? That's near-field communication. If I have NFC, and now 100% of the smartphones that are being manufactured already has NFC, the house will recognize that it's me. Hindi ko na kailangan magsusi. Gaganon lang, bubukas na yung bahay, pwede ko na magamit. Kasi bayad ako eh. Diba? The house can operate on its own without the owner coming there. But while I'm booking it, okay, what's nice about operating under Airbnb, they insure your property. So pag nag-book ako sa Airbnb, kasama sa fees, 15% fees na kinukuha ng Airbnb is the insurance that they pay for the property that you are allowing the users to use. So that kung may nangyari doon, ipapaayos at babayaran ka ng Airbnb. Okay. Ito, yung insurance na to, is an agreement between the insurance provider and Airbnb. Wala kang say whatsoever. And Airbnb earns from those insurance coverages. Diba? The thing is, if I have my blockchain Airbnb system linked to another insurance provider na naka-blockchain din, automatic, kinocall lang nung system ko yung insurance requirement nito, and my property, I put in the value and the kind of property that I have, may nakalagay na assign na value na i-assign ko dun sa property ko, automatic kukunin na kagad yung insurance exactly to my property. Eh since marami silang insurance provider, you can get the cheapest one with from the most reputable insurance provider without me doing anything. Automatic, nako-call yun ng ganun. So the possibilities are actually endless. The possibilities are endless. Airline compensation. Pag na-delay ka, smart contract na yung air ticket mo. Pag na-delay, automatic babayaran ka ng airline. Pwedeng ilagay yun dun sa smart contract. Pag nawala yung bagahe mo, automatic na. Wala nang kailangan claim kasi the blockchain will actually handle all of that if there is an adoption of the industry. Okay? Apartment rental, I just discussed. Okay. Like I said, maraming applications, identity management, elections, yun lang corruption sa kaya tayo matinding traffic kasi lahat ng tao hindi naman sumusunod sa traffic rules and regulations, di ba? Eh kung merong yung mga TVRs natin, yung mga pwedeng naka-blockchain, hindi na pwedeng bawiin. Or pwedeng gumawa ng sensors all over on the roads to determine whether you're driving faster than the speed limit. Automatic na, dinidecrement na lang sa blockchain mo yung mga fines mo. Di ba? Ang galing, di ba? Ang ganda ng ganun. Tapos hindi mo na pwedeng sabihin na hindi ako nag-violate nun. Hindi, yung kotse mo yun eh. Merong identity yung kotse mo eh. Yung kotse mo may blockchain, mayroon ding wallet. So many things that you can do. Distribution, if you want to sell electricity, distributed energy, you can actually sell it to people specifically, peer-to-peer. Pwedeng mangyari. It's a matter of enabling the system to do it and adoption. So halimbawa, gusto kong bumili ng kuryente, di ba merong power mix? So ang power mix, merong coal, merong gas-fired na plants, tapos merong solar, merong wind, di ba? May hydro, di ba? So I can actually create my own mix. Sabihin ko, bibili ako sa ganitong generation company ng ganito, para yung natatanggap ko, gusto ko 50% renewable. I can do that. I'll just program my meter to say, I want to buy 50% renewable and 50% from fossil fuel na produce electricity. I can do that. And we will, although you will probably pay a little bit more, but it's not the case in Germany. They're paying a lot less by buying renewable. Okay. So many drug provenance, yung mga prescription, mawawala na yung mga over-the-counter kasi alam na hindi ka na pwedeng humingi ng prescription pad kay Dr. Ruth. Tapos gagawa ka ng sarili mong prescription sa erectile dysfunction. Makikita na kagad kung meron ka talagang prescription para doon. So it's many applications. Okay. You know, if the governments, if industries, if the financial institutions actually get this all right, it can spell an entirely different future globally. But if we get it wrong and we allow governments or institutions to privatize the use of blockchain, which is what they're trying to do now. Meaning, gagawa sila ng private blockchains, tapos everything is still controlled and they will not allow, sayang naman, there will be concentrated power even more. That's the problem. Because when certain central powers, behemoths, start controlling a technology as potent as this, then you can have a surveillance government, meaning Big Brother is always watching us, anything and everything that we do. It can happen. It can go that way. This is the reason why I want to tell you about the blockchain technology. Because the more that we know about it and the more that we start tinkering with this technology and understanding how we can make use of it and creating use cases and creating businesses out of it, the better for all of us. Kasi mas maraming adopters, the more difficult it will be for governments and for big business to actually control it. Sa akin, I think that in the next 5-10 years, the entire financial industry and maybe even governance will change. It's a choice whether I want to be part of that change or I will just watch the entire world change in front of me. Thank you. Questions,
Thank you.
please.
Is there a deterrent for using cryptocurrency and blockchain for getting ransom from kidnapping and money laundering?
Money laundering, that's a risk of cryptocurrencies. Why? Because there's no identity requirement. That's for sure. But at the end of the day, right now, these people are doing it, and they're getting away with it. The entire financial industry has tried to do AML, KYC requirements, but it's never stopped all of the criminal syndicates from actually doing their nefarious activities. It is no reason for us to start to cut and to stop using a very novel and globally fantastic technology just because of that risk, which exists to this day.
Hello.
Yes.
So, kanina may 2 questions ako, may dagdag na ngayon.
Ulitin mo yung 2 questions mo.
Yung how do we start, what's your recommended course of action?
Yes.
How do we start that? Third question is, if we are going to pay attention to blockchain more than crypto, what would be a first step to get involved with
You
blockchain?
need to learn. You need to learn the technology. You need to do a lot of reading, a lot of research, attend seminars about blockchain. That is what you need to do. Right now, very few professionals know about the blockchain technology in the Philippines. My team is here. We've been learning this for the past 2 years. We've been doing a lot of research, doing a lot of, in fact, we've already done our own hash, di ba? We've created our own blockchain already, actually. So hinahanapan lang namin ng application, pero meron na. So if we want to create a coin, we can create a coin if we want to now. So we've created that. We're trying to determine what we will make use of this technology that we've developed.
How about so that's blockchain. How about crypto?
Cryptocurrency is an enabler for blockchain.
So step 1 for us, your recommendation is?
My recommendation is to learn more about it before you jump into it. My recommendation is learn more about it before you jump into it. For early adopters, it's okay to keep playing it to a certain extent, but you need to make sure that you will not lose your skin doing it. Okay? Any more?
Ronnie,
Thank you.
Sorry.
you'll be available afterwards. No?
Yes.
So we can continue.
Okay.
Ronnie will be available later after we finish the other speakers.
Okay.
And
Thank
I'm
you.
sure your team also will be here.
Yes. My team is here just in case you have questions.
And then Can you also share the slides because they want to have it for reference?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. To
Yes.
those who asked. Okay. Let's give a big hand to
Thank you,
Ronnie
thank you.
Chasoyco and his
I
team.
hope it helped.